My, the door is open. Is that our new student approaching, Roy?
No, I believe it is, Chi-Chi. How marvelous. It is quite a pleasure to make your acquaintance. How do you do? Let us not delay the inevitable. You are here to learn the highest skills of etiquette. Yes, the very moment you stepped into this ballroom, you agreed to open yourself to becoming the best version of yourself.
And that begins with your greeting. Oh, no, dear. You do not need to apologize. This is your first lesson with us, so we do not expect you to walk in already perfect. Why, that would make our lessons quite meaningless if that were the case. You'd be throwing your well-earned money away.
Indeed. So we welcome you to stay open-minded, adaptable, and light on your feet as we move forward. So, allow us to start again. Your first lesson, the art of greeting. Now, it is quite important to us to know that you understand why it is imperative to master this art. Can you tell us why the greeting is one of the most important things to perfect? Brilliant! It is indeed the first impression you make, and we all must put our best foot forward.
Whether left or right, it must be the best one.
Exactly. So, if you would be so kind, simply reach your hand forward, thumb at the highest point, and say, "Please allow me to introduce myself." Be confident, but do not be too proud. Ah, wonderful and natural.
I knew we picked the right student. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to impart our knowledge to a worthy candidate. While we know you placed your fate in the luck of the draw, I dare say that it was fate for you to be chosen.
But the day has barely started and our lessons have just begun. Allow me to take your hand. Please allow me to introduce myself as well. You may call me Roy. Dear student, I look forward to working with you. Oh, a compliment of gratitude, so sincere and kind.
Allow me to introduce myself as well. I am Chi-Chi, and I am very excited to see how you blossom. Oh, dear student, the day is young. We are just getting started.
Come, let us sit down. We have much to go over so that you are aware and confident in the lessons going forward. Please, have a seat at the dining table. Excellent posture. Shoulders back, chin slightly lifted. A picture of grace.
I have a very good feeling about today. You seem to be very keen to learn. Aww! We shall impart as much knowledge as we can. After all, learning these techniques is always beneficial in any setting you find yourself in.
Very true, Chi-Chi. Take, for example, the dining table we're sitting at now. Now, by learning basic manners, understanding the arrangements of utensils and food, and keeping control of how you present yourself as you eat can make or break the mood of the event. No one wants to consume dinner around someone who talks with their mouth full or keeps fussing over where to place their napkin.
But by being the most elegant at the table, you are certain to keep eyes and interest on you. This power can elevate people for promotions, extend bridges of connection, or even find that darling partner of your dreams. Oh, is that a blush I see on your cheeks? Is that why you wish to master etiquette?
It's a perfectly respectable desire. Come now, tell us, is that your goal? To woo someone with elegance? Spectacular! No wonder you're so attentive. We will do our utter best to ensure that you have the tools needed to be the perfect romantic candidate.
This is quite exciting! to train someone as a romantic debutante. Oh! Imagine it, Roy. We will stamp our mark on the world with an example of elegance and love. Who in the world would not jump to become perfect and grab romance in the same way? We must begin immediately.
Now, Chi-Chi, let's not rush into these lessons. We know the importance of taking things slow and steady. Those who rush their education are doomed to forget twice as quickly.
Of course. Still, our student will be such a gem by the time they leave. Oh, it warms my heart to know that they will shine brightly in the world beyond our doors. I'm being too nice. Oh, nonsense. You come in with gusto and eagerness to learn. You've disclosed your desires to be seen as a perfect romantic partner, and we shall meet that challenge in kind.
No, I don't believe it'll be difficult. It should be too hard to make a sparkling gem already radiant with elegance. I apologize. Was my compliment too forward? It is the truth, however.
Oh, I agree. Oh, you are already such a vision of charm with such pink cheeks. Oh, yes, a delicate hand, and you will make a romantic candidate worthy of storybooks. Oh.
All right, to your lessons. While we had one plan in mind, it would seem we need to change tactics. We have a new goal, and we must attain it by any means necessary. Thus, I will suggest first conversation pleasantries, the makeup of your expression, and the art of flirtation. Oh, yes, you heard correctly. Flirtation! It's not just about looking and acting proper, but your speech must match what you exude.
Without proper knowledge of how to flirt, one might simply flounce around like a fish out of water. Oh, no, we cannot have you unprepared. I approve of this lesson change. Do you, dear student? Excellent! We shall move forward with this new lesson plan.
Come, let us walk about and talk. We expect you to keep up and keep light on your feet. We are not here to perform Irish dance for each other, so there's no need to hear heavy footsteps as we conversate.
Now, in order for you to hold yourself high in a conversation, you must understand your environment and the company around you.
Not everyone wishes to have deep conversations in a group setting, so keep the topics light. I do say, your outfit is quite clean cut on your form. Where on earth did you get it from? Oh, custom made for these lessons. Oh, you spoil us, sweet student.
Excellent reply as well. Remember, you can take your time replying to ensure your vocabulary does not introduce ums or uhs. Those are quite nasty in elegant conversation and keep you on the back foot. Indeed, while ums and uhs are a natural part of the tongue, true polished grace steps above them.
Speak above the words as if you already know what you plan to say before speaking. Oh, it can be difficult at first glance, but there's a secret. People are more patient in conversations than they let on.
It's true. When you are in conversations like this, everyone in said conversation is expected to listen and reply eventually. While you may think you are keeping someone waiting to answer a question, they know very well that to expect a fast reply is shameful behavior. After all, what if someone demands it of them? Not everyone has a racetrack for a tongue.
Very, very good jab, Chi-Chi. Your wit is as brilliant as your poise.
Why, thank you, Roy. You are much too kind.
Now, does that ease any concerns about proper conversation? The idea of taking your time in speech can be quite opposite of what most people expect, but there is charm in structuring your words meticulously.
It lets everyone know that you are confident and you have power. Oh, sweetness! Of course it's charming! Imagine a lover whispering sweet words into your ear. Every sound is poised and purposefully placed to woo your heart.
Imagine if such a suitor stumbled over their compliments. Naturally, we would feel a pinch of sympathy for their attempt, but earning sympathy is not what they wanted to accomplish. It is very fair and something to remind yourself why taking your words slow will always benefit you.
It's not just words, however, that make or break a person's confidence. Your facial expressions also matter. They do indeed.
Our faces can reveal a lot of what we want to keep hidden, while a lot of people are comfortable with... Chi-Chi, what's the term again?
I believe they call it RBF, an acronym for an expression of disinterest. Oh, we know what it stands for. But let us step above using the full title. RBF.
Yes, that is it. While folks may be comfortable with RBF, it does not promote the idea of actively listening to others when they speak. Dear student, not all conversations will be titillating.
However, you wouldn't wish for someone important to think you're not listening. It'd be quite rude the other way around.
So, the art of the emotional mask helps inform our conversation partners that we are engaged in their topic and are eager to listen even if you aren't in truth. Otherwise, why be in the conversation at all? One could go to a powder room or step out to greet others if the chat was that uninteresting.
You could have multiple reasons to paint your expression. It takes time to have an arsenal of them at your ready. What do I mean? Well, if you wish to disguise your emotions properly, you need to understand the beauty of the face.
Observe. My lips curved ever so slightly upwards at the corners. Very little muscle usage, very subtle. Now, see how my lips can curl down to make my mouth form a line? This is quite neutral, but easily bored.
We mortal beings naturally frown at a lot of things because life is so dull between the parties and the self-caring moments. Our lips are the easiest to manipulate to trick to the keenest eye into believing that we are not absolutely miserable.
Quite. Then we must master the presentation of our eyes. Gaze upon mine, if you will. Not wide open, but my eyelids are certainly not sagging in any regard. My gaze is full of intent, interest, and focus.
Oh, such a striking gaze, such polished focus. Oh, it's almost too much. I fear I shall faint. Oh!
Dear Chi-Chi, stand strong. There's no need for such support. I am merely showing our student a perfect example of attentive focus.
But you do it so well, and oh so fashionably perfect. Huh? Oh, yes, I'll be quite all right. My breath was simply taken away so suddenly that the world began to spin.
You flatter me too much, Chi-Chi. You'll make me blush. Oh, it's very possible to make anyone in the world blush as long as you know what to do. Come, Chi-Chi. We have much to teach, so steel yourself.
You're right. Do not worry about me, dear student. Focus on Roy's magnificent gaze and memorize it.
Focus carefully, and you'll find your gaze will naturally fall in line. You don't even have to listen to what I say. Just keep your eyes up and on me. If staring into one's eyes are too much, settle for the upper bridge of their nose.
A fine alternative. With these targets and expressions, you will certainly hook a suitable suitor for your affections. Well, this work? Of course it'll work! Do you doubt us, dear student? We will bet our very careers on your success!
We shall. Thus, let us take a moment to absorb those lessons. Too much info and your mind will not be able to organize it all for later use.
Excellent points, Roy! Tell us, dear student, do you feel like you understand our advice? We may be quite eccentric, but our goals are too important for us to simply teach through simple words and lectures. Please feel free to have questions for us, and we shall answer in kind.
An excellent question. What makes etiquette so attractive? For us, it is simple. Etiquette is radiant to behold due to the polish and finesse of it.
We mortal beings will never forget our roots in the caves and bonfires. But to epitomize evolution and education, we must show that we can move past chaos and bring about order.
It's about societal acceptance, not chaotic dominance. Etiquette helps us present our best selves to the world.
It's not some set of rules humans cobble together. It's mastery, a dance of grace born from discipline and effort. Humans are constantly proving themselves above the past. Etiquette is proof of that tenfold.
To show yourself in the finest form, etiquette will provide the canvas, the paint, and the frame. We've shown you how to carry yourself forward, how to keep a conversation, and the power of a gaze. All of these are already in the realm of flirtation.
Think of the previous lessons as steps to make this art quite a powerful one to master.
But there's one last element in the art of flirtation. Well, sweet student, it is the practice of touch.
Ooh, yes, the gentle art of touch. Now, don't misunderstand us. This isn't about being too forward or overstepping boundaries. No. It's about finding those small moments when a touch can simply amplify the connection without crossing into discomfort.
Exactly. A light brush of the fingers, a hand placed just so on the shoulder, or even the gentle guiding of someone's elbow when you're walking together. These moments, subtle yet deliberate, show confidence and respect.
Not to mention, it makes everything feel just a little bit more intimate, doesn't it? Think of it like this. With every touch, you're creating a bond that feels natural, comfortable, but charged with possibility.
Let's test it. Come, take my arm. Just a simple touch, nothing too overbearing. Walk with me, confidently, but with ease. How does it feel? Does it feel natural?
It's all about the flow. A touch can say more than words sometimes. With each step, feel how your connection grows. You're quite the natural, aren't you?
Now, Chi-Chi, don't get too ahead of yourself. We must not rush the lesson. We need to observe how they handle these touches and let them master this at their own pace. So, tell us, how does this make you feel? In control, or perhaps a little fluttery?
Come now, don't be shy. The most charming part of flirtation is the ability to remain composed even when your heart might be racing. Or your thoughts a little distracted. That is power.
Exactly. And while the touch should be light, it must also be purposeful. Think of it as a gesture that says, I am comfortable in your presence, but also, I'd like to know you better. It opens the door to deeper connection.
Yes! And that's the beauty of flirtation. It's not about overwhelming the other person, but about sparking interest. A touch, a glance, a carefully timed word. All of it comes together to create an undeniable chemistry. It's a bond fit for the grandest of stories.
Perhaps, dear student, You're beginning to understand the dance. The dance of flirtation. It isn't just a performance, it's a conversation without words. And like all good conversations, it requires timing, sensitivity, and confidence.
Ah, the timing. If you rush too quickly, you risk losing all the magic. But if you hold back too long, the moment might slip away. Oh, yes, darling. You'll be able to feel the perfect moment arise in your chest as long as you lead with it.
It's a game of subtlety, sweet student. The true mastery of flirtation comes from knowing when to lean in, when to step back, and when to simply wait.
And, of course, knowing how to make them want to lean in themselves. The power of flirtation comes with a playful back-and-forth energy. Don't you think so?
Exactly. With your posture, your gaze, your timing, your touch, it all weaves together to tell a story of interest and allure. A story they'll want to be part of.
Did you just kiss Roy's hand?
My. That was quite the surprise attack. Bravo! You may have stopped my thoughts for a moment.
Splendid! Brilliant! Ah! That is the goal, and you have done it with your very first lesson! Ooh! Oh, well done, dear student! And there, my dear student, lies the charm of flirtation. It's not about grand gestures or overt declarations. It's the quiet, meaningful moments that make the difference. You've already shown us so much potential.
Yes, we're impressed. I dare say this is a tremendous start to your journey. You're on your way to becoming a true master of this art.
That would be the first official rest bell. Oh, yes! We can't be running lessons without proper breaks now, can we? Only a fool would treat etiquette like some university exam crunch.
You've already shown us so much grace, charm, and subtlety. While you're here in our mansion, you will be guided through many more lessons. So breaks are very important to have.
It seems our work is nearly done. But before we part ways today, dear student, do you feel a little more confident in your romantic and social endeavors now? You seem to handle what we've gently tossed your way quite elegantly.
If I may be so forward, I'd say you've already surpassed our expectations. What a pleasure it is to work with someone so eager and quick to learn. Not many students have the same drive as you. It is quite refreshing.
Oh, absolutely! You've made us proud. No, thank you! Be proud of how easily you've adapted to our instructions. And remember, the key is to always stay true to yourself while presenting the most polished version of you.
This is only the beginning. The world is your ballroom now, and you're ready to step into it with poise, elegance, and dare I say, irresistible charm.
Oh, our student has a lot of that, for them to make you so pink in the cheeks with a simple gesture.
I will not deny their natural talents, but our lessons have just begun. You signed up for our tutelage, so we shall take our time to make sure you're ready and practically perfect in every way. Whoever is in your sights to woo, you will capture their heart with a simple look when you're done here.
Yes, now run along. Use the next half hour to prepare yourself for when the bell rings again. What happens then? We continue polishing your skills with practice, and more practice.
Practice makes perfect, after all. There's always more to learn in the world of refinement, but if we skim over everything, we will never strengthen that perfection where it matters.
Now go! Freshen up and take your proper break.
When the bell rings again, we will be much more prepared for anything you wish to try.